Cheers. Far away?
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Richard.
Cheers. I'm not going to read through the motion. What I do want to do, particularly after that wonderful contribution from Doncaster, that is self-explanatory why it is that the People's Assembly and the Trades Union Movement have so much in common, and we're singing from the same song sheet. But I do want to just mention, as Bob Crow and Tony Benn have been talked about with such respect hitherto, I just want to point out that there is a reason why Bob Crow and Tony Benn were so vilified by the press. There is a reason why there has been the sustained attack by politicians and the press on trades unions in general and fighting trades union leaders in particular over the past year. It goes to the fact that the Tories are well aware that the biggest obstacle to their dream of permanent austerity is working people organised to resist their attacks. It's not an attack born of confidence. To quote David Cameron's heroine, they're attacking our unions and our union leaders because you're frit, Dave, you're frit. It's from a position of weakness. They are well aware that the trades union movement in this country is by far and away the biggest voluntary organisation in civil society. They know it provides a real obstacle to them getting their wishes, and they want to break it. We, on the other hand, have a vested interest as an anti-austerity movement in driving unbreakable bonds with organised labour. Not purely because the 6.5 million working people, and let's remember, trade unions are by definition working class organisations. The members of trades unions bear the brunt of austerity, if not directly in well-organised workplaces, their families, their friends, their neighbours, their communities. We are part of the society in which we live. But it's not just a question of building links with trade unions, it also goes the other way about. Now, one of the things that we can give to the trades union movement was exemplified in a wonderful victory that the electricians scored over the wage slashing attempts in the construction industry. When Visma tried to tear up the national agreements, it started with, I don't know if Steve Kelly's in the room, it started with one spark that thought enough is enough, we need to do something. Called a meeting, 500 attending. You could lift the roof off the building with the emotion that was in there. They went out, they started off leafleting sites, then they protested out sites, then they picketed sites, then they occupied sites. As the action went on and as they drew support from other trades unionists and other supporters wider than the trades union movement, the confidence grew. They occupied building sites, they shut the Tyne Tunnel, they shut the Mersey Tunnel. 600 lads and lasses walked off the Matlock Power Station site. 200 walked off the Runcorn. Unlawful action, this is. It was done because of the way in which the street demonstrations, the protests, built the confidence of otherwise isolated militants that they had support out there that could raise the argument in their workplaces. When they did that, their arguments derived support, willing ears in their workplaces because they could see outside the wider community support. So it's a two-way street. It is not an abstract resolution. When you vote, as I hope you will for this resolution, you are resolving, you yourselves are resolving to act on and to go back to your local assemblies and argue for supporting upcoming strike action by joining picket lines and protests. Of course the NUT on March the 26th. Of course the Doncaster care workers. But wherever, local fire station, local swimming pool. To campaign for more coordination, for solidarity amongst strikers. To encourage trades unions locally and to persuade activists in those local unions to raise it nationally, to affiliate to and participate in local people's assemblies. And to try and persuade those union bodies locally and nationally to build the 21st of June as a mass day of civil protest against austerity in which we can all derive confidence from marching, striking, protesting and occupying alongside each other. Thank you very much.